नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
Today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 14, 20, 24, 25, 26 and 27. So, text 25. रममाणस्तया देव्या पद्मकिञ्जलगन्धया तन्मुखामोदम् उसितो मोदिर्गणान् बहून्. Urvasi's body was as fragrant as the saffron of the lotus. Being enlivened by the fragrance of her face and body, Pururava enjoyed her company for many days with great jubilation. Apasyan urvasim indraha gandharva samusodayat urvasi rahitam mahyam asthanam nas atisobhate. Not seeing Urvasi in his assembly, the king of heavens, Lord Indra, said, "Without Urvasi, my assembly is no longer beautiful." Considering this, he requested the Gandharvas to bring her back to his heavenly planet. Te upetya maharatre
Maharatre
tamasi prati upasthite
tamasi pratyupasthite
urvasya uranau janu astau rajanijayaya te upetya maharatre tamasi prati upasthite urvasya uranau janu astau rajanijayaya te upetya maharatre tamasi prati upasthite urvasya uranau janu astau rajanijayaya
tamasi pratyupasthite urvasya uranau jaru nyasto rajanijayaya. Tamasi pratyupasthite urvasya uranau jarur nyasto rajanijayaya.
Mataji.
Te upetya maharatre tamasi pratyupasthite urvasya uranau jarur nyasto rajanijayaya.
Translate purport. Word to word meaning, translation and purport. They, the Gandharvas, Upetya, coming there, Maharatre, in the dead of night, Tamasi, when the darkness, Pratyupasthite, appeared, Urvasya, by Urvasi, Uranau, two lamps, Jaru, stool, Nyastav, given in charge, Rajani, unto the king, Jayaya, by his wife, Urvashi. The translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thus the Gandharvas came to earth, and at midnight, when everything was dark, they appeared in the house of Pururava and stole the two lamps entrusted to the king by his wife Urvashi. Purport. The dead of the night refers to midnight. Now Mahanisa is described in this Smriti Gita. Mahanisa Dve Ghatike Ratre Madhyama Jamayo 12 o'clock midnight is called the dead of night. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagaratam Sahagana Samsajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Sri Shakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Shakate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Taptagan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwavan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhave Vacha Patitanam Pavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaha. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Vishakarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktamrita. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the three verses mentioned here. Urvashi's body was as fragrant as the saffron of a lotus. Being enlivened by the fragrance of her face and body, Pururava enjoyed her company for many days with great jubilation. So welcome all of you for Srimad Bhagavatam class. And this is a very, very important this topic going on in Srimad Bhagavatam. The chapter name is King Pururava enchanted by Urvashi. So here in this verse it is mentioned that Urvashi's body was as fragrant as the saffron of a lotus. And then it says not so Pururava was he was enjoying her company for many days with great jubilation. Now the translation says that it describes the beauty of Urvashi's body. And now the same pastime Lord Krishna concluding in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam to Uddhava. In chapter 26, Lord Krishna is talking to Uddhava when Uddhava asked for the detachment, how we can develop detachment from this world. So, because Krishna told that now I am going to depart from this world, and you also leave the earth. Don't stay at home. Renounce the world, worldly family life, and wander around the world and just go to Badrikashram, be with the sages, devotees there. And then Uddhava says that it's very difficult for me to renounce the world because family attachments are so strong and attractions, worldly attractions are very strong. How I can renounce the world? Therefore, Krishna, he asked Krishna that kindly enlighten me how a person who is attached in this world, how he can become detached and ultimately develop affection for Krishna and go back to God. So in answer to the question of Uddhava, Krishna is answering. That is known as Uddhava Gita. So basically the whole Uddhava Gita is focusing on developing detachment. That's the essence of the... And Krishna is explaining in so many ways how just by seeing the world, if somebody says how we can develop detachment, just by seeing the world carefully, observing the world carefully, we can develop detachment. Don't have to, just we have to become little intelligence and see the world around. What's happening, going on around. And he says, I learned all these things. I learned, later on he gives the example of Adhuta Brahman. He says, Adhuta Brahman, he just by seeing the world, he became detached. And he gave example of 24, he accepted 24 spiritual masters. And those 24 spiritual masters are none of the, very advanced devotee. They all are ordinary, like he learned from earth, water, fire, He learned from the prostitute, He learned from something from, can we imagine that a devotee learns from, eagle, seeing eagle, he learning something, So this shows that we can learn anything. So while describing this, ultimately Krishna is telling now that Uddhava here that he is giving the one more pastime he is narrating about Pururava. Krishna is saying here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, having achieved this human form of life, which affords one the opportunity to realize me, and being situated in my devotional service, one can achieve me, the reservoir of all pleasure and the supreme soul of all existence, residing within the heart of every living being. So, human form life is an opportunity to go back to Godhead, to develop love for Krishna, realize Krishna and go back to Godhead. That's the first thing, like Vedanta Sutra says, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now we have received human form of life, so do not waste in the worldly things. Now you inquire about absolute truth. What is the purpose of life? Why we are here? Where we are going to go after death? This fundamental question. That's what human life is meant for. Krishna is saying the same thing. This is the only, human form of life is the only opportunity. Otherwise, there are 84 lakh species of life. You all know that. And none of them have the opportunity to get out of the cycle of birth and death. So there are three rare things, which it's very difficult to get those things. Three things. The first, which is very, very rare, very, very difficult to get, is human form of life. It's not easy. After passing through 84 lakh species of life, can you imagine how many lifetime it takes? 84 lakh is not easy. 8.4 million species wandering through all those. How difficult it is, you know? And then that is not easy, and we all are very fortunate to have that. One rare thing we have achieved out of 3. That is human form of life, and we can be very happy for that. At least we are human being, not animal. So that is the first rare thing. And the second rare thing is that, like Govind Das Kaviraj says that Durlabha Manava Janam Satsange Tarahu Bhava Sindhure Bhajahu Re Mana Sri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. He said Durlabha Manav Janam Satsanga. The second rare thing is that, like you see in Paris, there are, I don't know population of Paris, how much it is. And so many human beings are there. They also have the first rare things. But they don't have second rare thing. What is that? Association of devotees. Spiritual master. In the world. So that is the second rare thing. Hardly we have few devotees. So many human beings, but only hardly few devotees. So this is the second rare thing. Even if we get human from life, the second rare thing which we don't get is the association of devotees. And now we have got that, so we can clap for that also. We can be very happy for that. By Srila Prabhupada's blessing, isn't it? He says that यदि Srila Prabhupada ना होइतो तबे की होइतो ये जीवन बहिते किसे. So who can give this, Krishna consciousness? So this is the second rare thing. So it was rare before Srila Prabhupada having opportunity for association in Paris. Paris was almost perishing. Perishing, isn't it? So it's all Prabhupada's blessing. He was instructed by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says he writes, that Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachi Sutta Priyayati Krishna Sevai Jara Tulanai Seise Mahanta Guru Jagatira Madhyuru Krishna Bhakti Dei Thai Thai तार इच्छा बलवान पाश्चात्य ते ठान ठान होए जाते गौरांगेर नाम पृथ्वी ते नगर आदि या समुद्र नद नदी सकल लये कृष्ण नाम. My spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had a strong desire. Ichha Balwan, Balwan means strong, a strong desire. What was that desire? That Tarit Sabalavan Prithvi te than than ho jate Goranga. Every place on the earth, each nook and corner, every place, let people chant Goranga's name. That was the desire of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And then says that Prithvi Atta Nagaradi, Asamudra Nadari, every town, every village, even in the islands inside the ocean, Asamudra. Asamudra means inside the ocean. Inside the ocean, nada inside the nada means they say the water streams, no? And nadi means rivers, rivers and rivulets. You can see everywhere. Let people chant Gaurangaji. And why? Why we want to spread Krishna consciousness? Why we want to, trouble people? People say that when we go distribute books, people say that, why are you all troubling us? Sometimes they say. Some people appreciate, and some people say, why are you troubling us? So yes, we are traveling so that if your all troubles are removed. That's why we are traveling. But we want to bring you out of all your troubles forever. This will be your last trouble. After there is no more trouble. So this is why we are doing all this. Why we should bring Krishna consciousness all over the world. ताहले आनंद होए तबे होए दिग्विजय चैतन्य कृपायतिशय माया दुष्ट जत दुखी जगते सबाय सुखी वैष्णवेर इच्छा पूर्ण होए. Let everyone be happy. Everywhere there will be happiness. Ananda hoy. Ananda means happiness everywhere. That is the mission. That is the goal of our mission, Krishna consciousness. That's the mission statement. Prabhupada wrote this when he was coming to US. He said that my mission is to make everyone happy. Tahle Ananda hoy. There is no other agenda. What is our agenda? To make people happy. And that day, when all the people in the world will become happy, that day we will be happy. That day we will consider ourselves that we have conquered the world. Our goal of conquering is to make people happy. And all the people in the world become happy. That day we will consider that Digvijay, we have conquered the world, all directions. And why they are unhappy? Because of Maya. Maya dushta, jata dukhi. The Maya has made them what? Dukhi. Dukhi means unhappy. Maya dushta dukhi, jagate sabhai sukhi. And let everyone be happy all over the world. When all people all over the world will become happy, that day Vaishnavas will rest in peace. That way you can rest nicely. No need to worry after that. But till that time we have to work very hard. Till that time we cannot sleep in peace. Peacefully don't sleep. You sleep and wake just to give some rest so that again we can work. We are just sleeping so that we can work. We are not sleeping for sleeping. Because the Vaishnavas, they have great vision to make everyone happy. Genuinely happy, not just faking. Fake happiness. All over the world people are promising, oh, take this, you'll be happy. Take this, you'll be happy. Buy car, you'll be happy. Have bungalow, you'll be happy. That's the promise they give. So that's the mission. That's what Srila Prabhupada, that's why he came here. He was instructed by his Guru Maharaj, go give this rare Krishna consciousness, give your association all over the world. That is the second rare thing. And the third rare thing is for which Lord Chaitanya had come. So two rare things we have achieved, at least we are present here in this. Third rare things we have to achieve. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for that. Atyanta durlabha prema karibare dan. Atyanta durlabha prema करिबारे दान सिखाए शरणागति भक्तेर प्राण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु जीवे दया करी सपार्षद श्रियधाम सहयवतारी. अत्यंत दुर्लभ प्रेम. What is that? Third rare thing. This is very, very rare, अत्यंत दुर्लभ. And that is Krishna prem. Love for Krishna. And that is the goal of life, prem pumartho mahan. So when we get that Krishna prem, so these three rare things, and then Krishna says, how we get that Krishna prem? Krishna bhavana bhavit mati kritam jadi kutopi labhyate tatra lalyam apimulyam ekalam janma koti sukrita igna labhyate. See that you can get Krishna love for Krishna. There is no price for that. You can give, generally we get it free of cost. You don't have to pay any price. Only price is what? Lolyam. Lolyam means eagerness. Says eagerness. You must be eager. You must strive, aspire for it. Intense aspiration. Intensely aspiring. I want it. Just like they say something. I'll see it. We see something. I see it. The second is I like it. It is the second stage. Third, I want it. And then fourth stage is, I want it at any cost. So the four stages, You see, first, I see it. Second, I like it. Third, I want it. And the fourth, I want it at any cost. That is called loyalness. You don't have to pay any, there is no cost. But you should have such a desire that I want it at any cost. So coming to that level of eagerness, that is, you want it. Intense desire. It's called intense desire to get Krishna prema. And how we get that desire? We can only get if we meet someone who has that desire. There is no other. He says, you cannot get this desire even if you perform pious activities for millions of lifetimes. Still we don't get this desire. We may go to heaven, we may take birth in Paris, wonderful facilities of sense gratification. Isn't it? But we will not get Krishna prema. We may go to heaven, there are so many heavenly planets, but we will not get out of cycle of birth and death. So this is the price. Pious activities like, so many types of pious activities. We don't get a personality like Srila Prabhupada and devotee, advanced devotees. So this Krishna says here, this whole pastime of Pururava and Urvasi, what is being here explained, Krishna concludes that, this what is correct? Krishna concludes this pastime, very wonderful. Here but the whole message of this pastime is being given by Krishna. You see, the Pururava was so much attached to Urvasi. He was such a great king, he was the emperor of the whole world. And then he was attracted to Urvasi. And Urvasi had just come for 1 year from the heavenly planets. Just 1 year. And she had to pass time here. In between she did some pastime. She had come to pass time, 1 year time she had to pass here because she was cursed that you go on the earth for 1 year. And after 1 year she was supposed to go. So in that sense we all are cursed to come in this lifetime, isn't it? And after one lifetime we have to get depart from each other, isn't it? So you see the correlation, we can relate this. We are not going to be here, like husband and wife, they are not going to be here forever. Like Urvasi, a girl is here, she is married to a person, but she is here only for a particular time, maybe 50 years, 60 years. Urvasi was for 1 year, but few years, that's it, and then we depart. So in the time, 1 year passed, then Indra is saying here, oh, where is Urvasi? I can't see her. No? And Pururava meanwhile has become very, very attached. Very much attached to Urvasi. Urvasi was also attracted to Pururava. How? It's because she heard about Pururava. She had never seen Pururava, but just by hearing about Pururava, it's the power of hearing. She heard he's such a great personality, so handsome, so powerful, everything. And then she was attracted. So Maharaj Pururava now, he is very attached. That's the nature of the worldly affection. That is the danger also. And he forgot that we are here only for a few years and then we have to leave each other. But fortunately, by Krishna's blessing, he was kicked. He was kicked by Maya. Before he had to leave the world, he was kicked. Isn't it? And that kick came from Urvasi. And she had to go. No. Sometimes people are kicked before death. Isn't it? And then some other, says, Krishna is merciful. He says, Yasyama anugrahinami harisetta dhanam sasya. If I am especially merciful to someone, if I am cheating someone, then I will give him everything. Worldly thing. I'm not very happy with him. If I am happy, just happy, okay, I will give him worldly things. But if I am very happy with someone, I will take away everything. And that is mercy. People, we have to learn two things: MHC and MRC. MHC and MRC. These two senses we should have. MRC means mercy recognizing capacity. Even though mercy is coming, but if you are not recognizing, you may waste the mercy. Isn't it? So Krishna gives mercy sometime in the form of taking away everything. When you see, he wants to end it. So people don't want to become detached. We are so much attached. And it's very difficult to become detached, Not easy. When you want to, so suppose you are in a worldly life, family life, and you want to leave everything and come and fully focus on Krishna consciousness. But then it's not easy. Because even if you want to come out, the world will not let you go out, isn't it? It will catch you. Oh, no, don't go. Even if somebody wants to come out, it's not easy. What to speak of someone who doesn't want to come out, isn't it? And then Krishna helps. Krishna makes such a situation, arrangement, that the world itself will leave him. The world itself will leave. Like it happened with Narada. She had mother, and then mother died. Otherwise mother would not allow him to renounce everything. It's not easy. So Krishna arranged, let and and the Narada recognized this. Yeah, Krishna is mercy. This Krishna is mercy. He has arranged. Now let me take advantage of this situation. But we see people, they get so many kicks by Maya, but still they will go back. Isn't it? They get kicked from one place, then someone will go, don't worry, bounce back. They say, bounce back, don't lose hope. Like this Jarasandha. Jarasandha was getting defeated again and again. And then he said, now I am insulted by this fellow Krishna. I will renounce everything. I will go to the forest and meditate. Then his friends would come. No, don't lose hope. You remember, Maharaj, you were very great, very powerful. Bounce back. Let's try again, attack again. So some people will come and they will push like this, like Jarasandha. So even though he was insulted by Krishna purposefully so that he can become detached and focus on higher goals of life. Why we are so much worried about victory, defeat, profit, loss, happiness, distress. They are all the duality of this world. But then he did not recognize. Many times Krishna puts us in that situation. We have to recognize that. That is called mercy recognizing capacity. If we have MRC, high MRC, then every situation you can see the mercy of Krishna. Krishna is merciful. He wants to teach mercy. And then second is mercy holding capacity, MSC. Mercy holding capacity. You recognize mercy, but you have to hold also. And if you hold this mercy, take instruction seriously, instruction of a spiritual master, then we can attain third thing that is called Krishna Prema. So Krishna is saying here, that a person fixed in transcendental knowledge is freed from conditional life by giving up his false identification with the products of the material modes of nature. False identification with the products of the material modes of nature. Seeing these products as simply illusion. Seeing these products as simply illusion. He avoids entanglement with the modes of nature, although constantly among them. He is among the modes of nature, but he avoids them. Because the modes of nature and their products are simply not real, he does not accept them. And what are those modes of nature? It is mentioned here. Urvasi's body was as fragrant as the saffron of a lotus. Being enlivened by the fragrance of her face and body, Pururava enjoyed her company for many days with great jubilation. But these all products of the body is product of modes of material nature. That's what Krishna says. The modes of material nature as well as their products are simply not real. Therefore, he should not accept. One should never associate with materialistic people, those dedicated to gratifying their genitals and bellies. By following them, one falls into the deepest pit of darkness, just like a blind man who follows another blind man. And then he says, the following song was sung by famous Emperor Pururava. Krishna is saying, the Pururava, when he was dissed by Urvasi, then he sang a song that called Ayala Git. The song of realization, deepest realization. Pururava is singing. When deprived of his wife, Urvasi, he was at first bewildered, but by controlling his lamentation, he began to feel detachment. Same thing can frustrate or make us depressed. People commit suicide. Nowadays, people commit suicide. If some girl leaves a boy, boy commits suicide in separation. But the same opportunity one can become learn, and he says, he develop detachment. The same situation, one person develop detachment, and starts taking spiritual life seriously, same situation, one can commit suicide and lose the opportunity, the rare opportunity to get Krishna prema. And then at the end, he says how to develop this eagerness that we want Krishna prema. He says, Krishna at the end he says that you have to associate with the devotees of the Lord. And Krishna glorifies from text 25 till text 30. You know? The Supreme Personality of God, after explaining, Pururava is lamenting why he wasted his whole life, and after lamentation at the end, explaining everything, what Pururava was feeling, Krishna at the end says, having thus chanted this song, Maharaj Pururava, eminent among the demigods and human beings, gave up the position he had achieved in the planet of Urvasi. His illusion cleansed away by transcendental knowledge. He understood me to be the Supreme Soul within his heart, and so at last achieved peace. An unintelligent person should therefore reject all bad association and instead take up the association of saintly devotees whose words cut off the excessive attachment of one's mind. Saintly devotee association. If you associate with the saintly devotees, their words will cut off or deep-rooted attachment to the false, illusory things of this world. Their words, they target it. My devotees fix their minds on me and do not depend upon anything material. They are always peaceful, endowed with equal vision, and free from possessiveness, false ego, duality, and greed. So then, Krishna says that, O grateful fortune to the world. In the association of such saintly devotees, there is constant discussion of me, and those partaking in this chanting and hearing of my glories are certainly purified of all sins. Whoever hears, chants, and repeatedly takes to heart these topics about me becomes faithfully dedicated to me and thus achieve my devotional service. What more remains to be accomplished for the perfect devotee after achieving devotional service unto me, the Supreme Absolute Truth, whose qualities are innumerable and who am the embodiment of all ecstatic experience. So we'll end here. So this is what Krishna says, ultimately concludes that association of devotee is the most important thing in life. We should focus on. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Russian.